Hello everybody, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So today I am going to do a quick flip through of my journal. This has been requested by subscriber Reina Gaming Unicorn to create a bullet journal ideas video. And to be honest, I don't think I have a lot of ideas, especially something that I use in my bullet journal or my journal, because usually I would just write about my day, and well, sometimes I use prompts. So I just want to flip through some of my old journals and my favorite pages and talk about the inspiration behind the spreads or the pages, and I hope it will still give you some ideas. And let's get started. So let's start with this journal. I think this was actually book one's last year, I think. So let's start with the first page here, which is purple. So this one, I remember I started with the food wrappers. I think this was from a fruit wrapper, and then I just kind of work my theme around it. And then I wrote eat prunes, and I write an essay. So usually I would just write an essay about prunes, and actually I wrote about, sometimes there's a lot of, I wrote about prunes and pressure. So there's a lot of pressure in life that sometimes it dries you up like a prune, but also there are a lot of healthy benefits when you eat prunes. So pressure is good, it's healthy, but if there's too much pressure, then it could be bad for mental health. So that's why I wrote about prunes and pressure. And then the next page, so you can see here, let me check if I'm still inside the frame. Okay, so here I think the purple continues, like purple theme continues. As you can see here, I have a sticker that I got from I think an online shop. I just buy my stickers from online shops that are selling them for a discount price. But then I wrote about grounding thoughts, things and people that keep you stuck. So I think this is also a continuation of my theme, like prune. So there are relationships, there are things, there are situations that dries you up, too much pressure. And I wrote about people who sometimes refuse to grow with you, relationships that are abusive, relationship that drains you, keep you stuck, relationships that are fake. Poor habits can also dries you up like a prune, and fear of others and fear of situations. So sometimes I would write about mental health as well. So yeah, so that's the inspiration behind those pages. And then moving on, so this one, this was a page dedicated to cancer survivors. I think I started with this theme here, and then I kind of want to represent it with an ephemera here. So they're women, as you can see here. I also wrote a quote, and then one that says here, a sticker that says true beauty in a woman is reflected in her soul. So this is one of the inspiration behind the spread. And then here I wrote about self-care. So you make yourself a priority, and then how to take care of yourself. So that's one. And then some reflection about the week. Then I have Koye. Okay, so I write a lot about my dog. So usually I would write anecdotes about my dog. Basically, I would just write about my dog, my life, and if there's something hilarious about that day, I would write about it. Usually I don't write about negative things that happened in my life, because I would like to think, I always say this one, that I would like to think that one day someone will stumble upon my journals. Maybe my grandkids, my nieces, my nephews, my godchildren, and I would like them to read something beautiful and wonderful from my journal, especially if they're going through a difficult time in their life. I would love to think that they can be able to read some hope and some encouragement from my journals. I don't usually write negative things in my journal. So if I'm feeling down and if I'm troubled during that day, I would write something good about that day. I would write something inspirational. I would write something that is hopeful during that. It kind of makes you feel better actually if you write something good. So yeah, so then Always Forever, this one is, I think, the first morning I woke up after our dog left for the Rainbow Bridge, and I wrote about how I missed him not being able to wake up with a wag of a tail and some wet kisses from my dog. But then life is like that. He lived a good life. But still I say good morning, Cody, or good morning, Codes, because that's what I call him, Codes, Cuckoo, Cody. So yeah. And then here's some of his medical records and all this. So I think in here it's all about my dog. So that's the first book that I have. And then the next one is another one. I think this was late last year. So let me open some of the pages that I did. Okay, so I wrote about life's PowerPoints, and then a quote that says, "Don't worry." So sometimes I wrote about what are the things that makes life hard, but then you don't have to worry because situations change, and something like that. I like to think that in a way I am writing a book about life and how I see it through my eyes and how I've lived it. So like I said again, because somehow I just wanted to pass this on to the next generation if they're interested. So the next one is another one that's okay. So this one, one of my favorite, like my favorite artist, not one of my, but my favorite artist of all time is Van Gogh. And I would usually write things about, or write quotes about Van Gogh. So here is one of the pages that I wrote, that I made dedicated to Van Gogh. Just quotes about him, and then a quote here that says, "Accept the past, live in the moment, and dream the future." So these are Van Gogh quotes. And one of the quotes here says, "Though I am often in the depths of misery, there is still calmness, pure harmony and music inside me." So we all know that Van Gogh lived a life of misery because he was sick, but still he was able to translate it into beautiful things. So that's why I love Van Gogh so much. And then here is just quotes or points that I made about 7 rules of life. So I wrote here, make peace. I think I just got this from random thoughts that I got from the internet or from the books that I'm reading. So it says, make peace with your past so it won't screw up with the present. What others think of you is none of your business. Time heals almost everything. Give it time. Don't compare yourself to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what the journey is all about. Stop thinking too much. It's all right not to know the answers. No one is in charge of your happiness except you. Smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. So those are the 7 rules of life. And I just got this random thoughts from books or from the internet. So yeah, there's one. And then here's another one, a spread that I dedicated to Van Gogh. And this one is very emotional, and I'm not gonna read it because just gonna cry again over and over again. So yeah, so you can write about your favorite person, your favorite artist, um, your your favorite thing, and write an essay about them, or you can write quotes about them, something that I also do in my journal. Then the next one is okay, so I wrote about Zen, so you can also write about Zen. I am in the stage now where I just gathered everything that makes me calm, whatever that is. Middle age is full of pressure and stress, so we need to create some space where we can be at peace with ourselves. So I would usually write Zen things. If I cannot be somewhere else, or if I cannot create that literal space, I would create that in my journal. Here I have useful self-talk for accepting difficult feelings and emotions. And then 10 to Zen. So there are 10 things to a Zen life, and those are: let go of comparing, let go of competing, let go of judgment, let go of anger, let go of regrets, let go of worrying, let go of blame, let go of guilt, let go of fear, and have a proper belly laugh at least once a day. So those are the path to a Zen life. So life is not perfect, so I have to remind myself that often. So here is a page dedicated to that. And then the next one is, okay, sometimes I would just create some ephemera. So here I just overlap ephemeras and just create something which I thought is beautiful, and it's very calming. Sometimes I just go after the process, so sticking, cutting, choosing what to write, or choosing what to paste, or choosing what sticker or photo to use is also very therapeutic. So you can also do that. So if you have favorite games, cutouts, die cuts, stickers, posters, you can create an ephemera. Here I just have something that makes me happy when I look at it. So mushrooms, which is my favorite food, and also which is my favorite mythical object. Cocktails, watermelons, because also watermelon is my dog's favorite. That's why I love it too. Gardening, reading, just sitting and thinking about things. Cupcakes, and so on. So I just stick stickers in here. You can also write about, well, you can add photos of your friends. Maybe if you went out on a holiday or a trip together with your friends and your family, you can also use that as an ephemera and talk about your experience. Yeah, those are ideas. And then here is another one, and here I included one of our favorite places. This is where we can eat the best ice cream in the world. That's what they said. So this one is my favorite place. I put it in there, and chocolates, and again lots and lots of toadstools or mushrooms. And I also love goth, so I put some stickers in there. And then here is one of the page that I wrote about perfect day, coffee, and how we can pay attention to our feelings, and sometimes you just have to sit and acknowledge that. So if you're going through something, you acknowledge the feeling, sit alone, and then validate, and then it will somehow help us move on. Something that I write about my day, like I said, I would just usually write about my day. And here is something that I wrote about fried things. So I said I met someone today, and then we were helping her. We helped her because she was just trying to settle herself here, and it was a nice feeling. And then we had a lot of fried food. Actually, we went to I think the street food market, so that's why. And then some Van Gogh stickers, coffee, because I love coffee, I love cactus. And then I wrote, today I choose to be the most beautiful version of myself, inside and out. Yeah. So then I just, yeah, so these are just some of the pages where I just write some quotes and then wrote an essay about it. Here is also one of the things. Okay, so here's another one of the pages that I just put some quotes in here. There's a quote here that says, there's nothing wrong with enjoying life's luxuries as long as your happiness isn't contingent on them. So yeah, so again, I just use photos, pictures, some inspirational quotes, and basically I just write about my day. So yeah, and then here I kind of create a page dedicated to the Seven Sisters. This is a trilogy, and actually I'm reading the second to the last book, so it's 7 book installment, and it's a trilogy about the 7 sisters named after the Pleiades, and they were adopted by Pa Salt. And when their dad died, when their pa died, he left them with clues where they came from. And so each of the installment of the book follows their journey towards finding where they came from. And it's beautiful stories, and beautiful stories about them and their heritage unfolds. It's very inspirational. So it's my favorite, and it's just sad because last year I just learned that Lucinda Riley passed away, and I was so excited to read her last book, which is about Pa Salt. And things like that just makes you very sad, especially if you're an avid reader of an author. But I heard that her son is continuing to write the story about Pa Salt. So yeah, so this is the page dedicated to the characters in the book. So we have Isabella, we have Maya, we have Ali, and then Anna, and then we have Star, Flora, and then I'm not done yet. Then there's Sissy, there's Kitty, there's Tiggy, Lucia, Electra, Cecile, and then the missing sister, which I'm currently reading, and Pa Salt. So those are the pages I dedicated to my favorite book. So you can create a page dedicated to your favorite book, your favorite pop star, your favorite thing inspires you. And here's another just typical day, mind and peace. So how to get those. So it's something I write about the day. And then it just continues like that. So here I write another bullet points about things that gives you peace of mind. Do one thing at a time. Do it slowly and deliberately. Do it completely. Do less. Put some space between things. Develop rituals. Designate time for certain things. Devote time to sitting, smile, and love yourself. Live simply. So those are, according to this spread, things that gives you peace of mind. And here's I wrote about my birthday, and then I am from the 80s. Yes, I'm proud of that. And then essays that I wrote about how to commit to being happy. So there's a quote here. I think this is one of my favorite quotes, and it says, live your life with courage or courageous integrity. Do the right thing, not the easy thing. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and smile. And here, never forget. So things that I would like to remind myself. Usually I would write prompts, or you can actually, so going back, I think, where is that? You can actually write a title of your day and write around that title. So over here, I wrote that I was at the dentist, and then I wrote an essay about being at the dentist, what happened that day, things that I noticed that day, things like that. So yeah, so that's one. And then last but not the least, this is my current journal. I've already shown this to you, but let me just see. Okay, so like I said, this one, I wrote a title at the night market, and it feels like you're 17 at the night market, because so fun. There was a carnival in there, and it does make you feel like you're 17. So sometimes I use a prompt, sometimes I use a title, or I write an essay around quotes. I use photos. I write about experiences in life. You can create some photo collage of your friends or family, especially if you went on a trip and there's just so happy memories about them. So yeah, so those are some ideas that I can share with you, or inspiration that I can share with you. I hope it gives you some idea. And yeah, so thank you for joining me today. Thank you, Reina Gaming Unicorn, for requesting it, and I hope it gave you some ideas. And good luck in your journal journey, and I hope you will be inspired to create your own spread. So that's all for today. I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful week, and bye bye for now. Lots of love.